welcome back and welcome if you're new. I'm Megan from OrganizedLittleLady, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a recap of my September goals and an overview of my October goals. Okay, so this is my Erin Condren Daily Duo Planner, and this is where I do all of my daily planning, but also all of my goal setting. So if you haven't watched any of my previous goal setting videos, the way that I break down all of my goals is by category. I decided what categories I wanted to use based on what I want to prioritize in my life. So my categories are faith, family, personal, homemaking, community, and career. I also use this monthly dashboard page to list out a few things that I want to be intentional about doing just for myself during that month. So let's talk about goals for September. My faith goal for the month was to set aside prayer time 5 times a week. So how did I do on that? I did pray more than I had previous months. However, I definitely still haven't gotten to that 5 times a week mark. I averaged around 2 to 3 times a week. I think a few things happened this month. I was really busy with other projects and just other things that consumed a lot of my mental space, and it just didn't give me much margin for other areas. I am new to my faith, and I've really wanted to study the Bible more, but I am still trying to find out how to comfortably pray. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I just am trying to build my relationship with God, and that's exactly what it is. It's my relationship with God. So this is going to look different for everybody, and this is why I did set that goal for this month, because I do feel like I need to practice praying. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but maybe some of you guys can relate. So although I did a lot better than I had in previous months, I still want to work on that. Okay, so my goal for family was to establish back to school routines. You guys, this month has been wild. We in the beginning of September started back to school, and we started 100% remote learning. So I had my 3 kids and the little girl that I babysit for here full time doing remote learning. And I really wanted to go into this with a strong start. So I made this a huge priority for September, and this is what took up most of my mental space for the month, and why some of my goals, as you'll notice as I get down the line and talk a little bit more about them, didn't get checked off as much as I'd like, but this was a big goal for me. And the reason why is because I think that it could easily go one or two ways, right? It could either be very successful or really not successful. And I do believe that there's a good possibility we could revert back to remote learning if, we spike in numbers or whatnot. So I really wanted to start strong with remote learning and just set certain standards and guidelines and routines so they knew what to expect, I knew what to expect, and we could really just be as successful as possible in this. So overall, that was my biggest priority of the month, and I can successfully check that off. We had a really good start to remote learning, and I'm just really proud of the kids. Okay, my personal goal for the month was to do 1 self-care night a week. This was a huge fail. I honestly don't know if I really did even 1 self-care night this whole month. Again, I just had a lot of my mental space taken up by other priorities, and by the time it was like time for me to unwind and go to bed, I was just zonked out. Like, I could not even think about taking a bath or doing my nails or doing my hair. I just wanted to go to bed. So honestly, that was a big fail, but that's something that I feel like I could push over towards October and possibly have more success, because I have a little bit more margin in my life this month. Our homemaking goal, this was another major thing for the month of September, was to finish, or I had work on our kitchen remodel. We actually finished our kitchen remodel in the month of September. So again, that was just a huge undertaking, and I really do think that the kitchen with, starting remote learning, it just kind of threw me for a loop, because we had no functioning kitchen for at least, it was like a week, 2 weeks, and right when we were starting the online learning. So I had to get a little bit creative with, serving meals and whatnot, on top of trying to figure out the whole online school situation. So honestly, those 2 things alone kind of just exhausted me for the month. And I feel like my main concern and priority and focus were on school and the kitchen. And so that was done. We did check that off. I could not be happier with the way our kitchen turned out. You definitely got a little sneak peek in the beginning of this video, but I will be doing a full tour on my channel soon, so stay tuned for that. Okay, our community goal was to start a You've Been Schooled, I don't even know what to call it, like gifting, or I don't know. I don't know what to call it. But basically what it is that I saw Samantha from Happily a Housewife, her community did it. And you put together school supplies and you write a cute little, back to school note to your friends and leave it just anonymously on your friend's doorstep. And then they could pay it forward also. So I really wanted to start this in our community, but like I said, I just had so much focus and time spent on establishing good routines and just getting that whole remote learning thing up and running and our kitchen that was a complete fail. I did not do that at all. And then my career goal for the month was to sign up to be a Scentsy consultant. So most of you guys know, or if you've been a long time follower, you'll know that I absolutely love Scentsy. I use it every single day in my house. And I have branched out and now have discovered new products that I love, that I'm addicted to as well through Scentsy. So I wanted to originally join just because I wanted to get a discount from my own products that I was buying. So I talked to my consultant, which is now my sponsor, and she was like so supportive and encouraged me to do it. So I went ahead and signed up under her, and I could not be happier. This has just been such a, I don't know how to explain it. I just have had so much fun with it. I really have had so much fun, and something that I thought was just going to be like, okay, I'll sign up and get a discount on what I buy, turned into so much more. So I am absolutely loving my new Scentsy business, and I can check that off as a win, and it definitely has exceeded my expectations so far. Okay, so what I did down here for my me time, I have a list of read, watch, and do. So I wanted to read 2 books this month, The Lazy Genius Way and The House We Grew Up In, and I did. I read both of those books. I actually listen to audiobooks a lot because I find I can multitask and get through books a lot faster. So that's what I did for these 2. I listened to the audiobooks. I absolutely loved The Lazy Genius Way. So I actually ordered that in like a hardbound book because I just love it, and that's something I definitely want to refer to time and time again. And so I definitely love that book. The House We Grew Up In was by one of my absolute favorite authors, and I did not like it. I really was disappointed. I just felt like her writing was a little bit different in this book, and just the overall storyline I could not relate to at all. I just couldn't get into it. So I did get through it, but I didn't like it. Some things that I wanted to watch this month was Mulan and Shameless. So Mulan, we did have a movie night with the family and watched that. We absolutely loved it. That was a really good movie. I love the original, and I really did miss the humor that was in the original, but I really did like how it told the legend of Mulan more in the new remaking. So that was a really good movie. And then Shameless is a show that Dean and I watch all the time, and it's definitely not for everyone, but we really do enjoy it. And so we watched another season of that this month. And then a few things that I wanted to do just for myself was baths. I love taking baths. I wanted to really get into the habit of doing more facials. I wanted to do my nails and get a pedicure. I don't think I did any of those this month. Again, this month I was just so focused on other areas that just went to the wayside. So I did not do anything from this list, but these 2 lists were accomplished. So all in all, I can't say it was a total wash. We definitely got a few things tackled, like the kitchen and back to school. I feel like that started out really, really well. And I signed up to be a Scentsy consultant, and I'm loving that. So all in all, really good things happened this month. There were just a few areas that I definitely slacked in, but that's okay. Okay, let's move into October. My October goals this month, I'm really excited to tackle these. I think, like I said, I have a little bit more margin in my life this month. Number one, because the kids are back in school, and number two, our kitchen is done. So two major projects that really consumed a lot of my time in September are now off my plate, so I can focus on other areas. So this month, my goal for faith is to be more present in my church. Our church is still done just online. They actually voted, a few weeks ago, and the vote was that we were not going to open the doors to the church until like January-ish. And so we are still very much just a virtual church right now. And I have felt myself sort of disconnect a little bit because of that. I'm still very connected to my faith, but just my church in general, I feel a little bit disconnected. So I really want to make it a priority this month to be more present in my church and just help where I can and listen to all the sermons and just get a little bit more involved in my church this month. My goal for family this month is to be prepared for in-person school. So the beginning of this month, we start in-person learning. And I just, again, as much as I wanted to prepare for online learning, I really want to prepare for in-person learning as well. So that's my focus for family this month. My goal for myself this month is to read before bed 4 times a week. I've been having a really hard time unwinding and just finding that rest and feeling restful when I wake up. So I think a big part of that is, like I mentioned, in the month previous, in September, when it was bedtime, I would just crash. Like, I would not even take off my makeup half the times, you guys, to be completely honest. I would just crash. And I just did not feel like I was getting enough rest. Although I was getting maybe enough sleep, I wasn't feeling rested. And that's one of the things that I've learned in the Lazy Genius Way book, was that you really have to rest to recharge. So I think one way that I feel very rested is by reading. So if I can read before bed 4 times a week, I think that will help me feel more rested. My goal for homemaking this month is to start decluttering my home. I feel like I've been in survivor mode as far as my homemaking is concerned since March, because we're all home and, you know, it's just been a little bit crazy, hectic. My routines haven't been as on point, but I've been focused so much on just the kids and the family and just soaking that all in that I just pushed a lot of my homemaking goals and tasks aside. So this month, because the kids are going back to school, I really want to refocus on my home, and a big part of that is decluttering. I just feel like we have a lot of unnecessary things in our home right now, so I want to be intentional about purging our home and just keeping what we really use and love in our home. So that's going to be my goal for October, is to start decluttering the home. A goal for my community this month is to have a Halloween party. So we're still not sure in our town what Halloween is going to look like. So I talked to my sister and a few close friends about possibly just having a Halloween party for the kids here. And so we've already started planning that, but that is something that I would like to really set as a goal for this month. And my goal for career is to start a holiday prep series here on YouTube. I am so excited about the holidays this year, you guys. I don't know what it is. I am just like so excited. So I really want to share with you what I'm doing to get prepared for the holidays. That's something that I've shared like years and years and years ago on my channel, and I really want to just share a little bit more with you guys how I get myself and my family prepared for the holidays, and I figured why not make that a series. So I'm in the planning phase of that now, and hopefully you'll see that up and running soon. So those are my goals for the month of October, and what I do every single month is I break down my goals by projects and habits. So the reason why I separate my goals into 2 separate lists, project list and a habit list, is because I find it so helpful to decipher how I'm going to tackle these goals and actually get them done. So if my goal falls into a project category, I know I have to set aside time to get that project done and in return get my goal accomplished. If it's a habit, I know I need to establish certain habits throughout the entire month in order to achieve my goals. So for my project list, I have be prepared for in-person school. That's something that I just need to make a list and make sure the kids are more physically prepared, like their backpack, our mudroom, the command center, all of that, than anything. And then for another project I have to do is start decluttering the home. Again, that's a project that I have to schedule out time to do. Another project is to have a Halloween party, and starting the holiday prep series is another project. I have to plan it, I have to film it, I have to do it, and so that falls into the project category. A few habits that I have to be mindful of this month is to be more present in my church. I really want to get in the habit of checking in with my church family more and watching the sermons and just being involved in what they're doing. So again, I think that's more of a habit that I need to form this month. And reading before bed 4 times a week is another habit that I need to start forming in the month of October. So now we're going to move down to this me time list. I have a few things that I want to do just for myself this month. And again, I feel like this will be a little bit more attainable just because the kids are back in school. So the books that I want to read is actually a trilogy. I believe it's called the All Souls books. The first one is A Discovery of Witches. It's, what day is it today? It's beginning of October. I'm already done with it. I loved it. I just absolutely loved it. I am a huge Harry Potter fan. I really like that descriptive, imaginative way of writing, and the books that just really enthrall you. So this book did the same thing. I just absolutely loved it. So I am on book 2 currently of the trilogy. I'm hoping to finish all 3 books by the end of the month, which at this rate I'll be able to. And then a few things that I want to watch this month is Halloween Town. I'm a sucker for Halloween Town. I just love those movies. The kids like them. So we will definitely be watching Halloween Town. Hocus Pocus, we've already watched that a number of times, so can check that one off. Twitches, have you guys ever watched Twitches? That was like one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, so I definitely want to watch that. And the Harry Potter series. A few things that I want to do this month. I really want to do my nails. I want to color my hair and get a trim. I do want to get back in the habit of taking baths. Again, that just really does make me feel a lot more rested. And I really want to go to a winery. We have a couple vineyards around here, and this time of year it's just so beautiful to take a picnic and just visit a vineyard. So those are a couple things that I want to do just for myself this month. And that's a look at all of my goals for the previous month and the current month. I would love to hear what some of your goals are, what you're working towards this month. I think it's so important to always have goals set for yourself, just to help yourself grow. So these are my goals. I'm hoping that I have a little bit more success this month in tackling all my goals. But last month, like I said, I got some big things done, so I wasn't too concerned with it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys all have a great start to your week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.